Now let's set up our connection to the database. So we're going to use Mongodb Atlas. So we need to register there. So we're going to create like a cluster in a service cloud where we're going to have our database hosted there. And then we're going to connect to it with a link. And we can have like a username and a password to do that. And that's actually very nice idea to do it instead of the localhost. I don't like the localhost because when you have it in a cloud, you can always access it from anywhere. And also when you want to host it, you don't have like to host the database again. So this is why I prefer to directly use it in Mongodb Atlas. Okay, so just search for Mongodb Atlas sign up and then click in this link. I have a temporary mail server right here. So let me copy the email and then go back right here. Let me zoom in a bit so you can see clearly. So this is optional. We're not going to do that. This email test and then have like a password, which is simply I agree, and they get started free. Okay, so we need a stronger password actually, and then get started free. It's a very simple process. Okay, so now it's been done. We need to verify our email. So you go back to your email and then let me refresh this, and I got, let me wait a little bit. Okay, this is taking a bit long. Okay, so I got the message and I can go right here and simply click on verify email, and that's gonna verify our email. And then I'm gonna click continue so we can actually start creating our cluster. Okay, so let me zoom in a bit. I want to make sure everything is clear. Okay, so there's some basic, questions. You just simply answer whatever you want, and then simply anything, and then write your JavaScript, and then finish. And then right here, there's some kind of services if you want them. Like every service has its own price, but we're going to use the free one. So I'm going to use shared and then create. Okay, and now we are in the free version. You can choose like your provider, like AWS or Google Cloud or Azure. For me, I'm just going to stick with this. And then also you choose like a nearby server. Okay, so the closest to me is going to be Paris. So I'm going to choose that. You can choose whatever closest to you. And then simply, this is the information of our cluster. It's the free one. It's very good. Like it's going to do a lot, and you can, have a lot of data there without any problem. So right here now we need to create a username. So I'm going to create that. And then also you need a password. I'm just going to auto generate it. And then I'm going to copy it and then create user. You can have your own password there. And then as you see, this is the username and the password. I don't know if it's clear. And then if you go down a bit, you're going to see right here, add entries to your IP access list. So you can limit where you can, from where you can access the MongoDB Atlas, service or cloud. So for me, I'm just going to allow everyone. So I'm going to whitelist everyone by adding the 4 zeros, and then I'm going to add entry like that. Okay, so as we've done that, I'm going to go and click finish and close, and then go to databases. And then as you see right here, it's going to take a few minutes to set up and get ready. So when it's ready, it's going to be all green. So I'm going to wait a little bit and get back to you. So everything went all right. And as you see, we have the green dot that says the status is active. So now you can actually connect and get the link. Or first of all, let's browse our collections to see what databases we have. So we don't have any right now. So we're going to click on add my own data to create one. So I'm going to call it ShowPay, and then we need a collection name. So I'm going to call it users for now. So a collection is just simply, if you work like with SQL databases, just simply call it as a table. Okay, so you can have collection of users, products, categories, etc. And then we're going to click create. And let's wait a little bit, and it's done. Now we have our database, and then also we have our first collection. So now let's try and connect. So I'm going to go back to the database, and then I'm going to click connect. So I want to connect to our application. So I'm going to click here, and then we're going to get the link. So this link is like a preset. We have like the username right here, and then we're going to need to fill the password right here. And also here we need to fill like the name of the database. So I'm going to take that. I'm going to copy it. Let's go back to our application. Let's create a new file. Let's call it .env. So this file is going to store all these sensitive informations, and the keys is going to be all stored right here. Okay, because you don't want to use them in your code. This is like a high risk, for like your private secret keys. So I'm just going to call this MongoDB URL. is gonna equal, and then let me just make sure MongoDB, and then I'm gonna paste this. So right here we have the link. So also now we need to change like the password for the right password and the name of the database right here. So for the database, it's shop pay, depending on the name you add. And then I'm gonna go back right here, and then I'm gonna go back to database access, and then I'm gonna go to my user edit because I forgot the password. So I'm gonna go edit password, generate another one, and then copy it, then update the user, then go back right here, and then add it instead of this password right here. Okay, like that. And if you go back and take this URL, and then go back to MongoDB Compass and add this right here, and then try and connect. Let's wait a little bit. Okay, now it says you see it's been connected to our cluster, and right here we have our database that's called ShopPay, and we have our empty collection right here.